It fell over. Live photo. It looks like a bit of a different format. Not sure what, but it looks a bit different. That sort of layout. Not sure. Oh boy. Only 3 more days over 40 degrees. Hello, Mel.
Hey Mel.
I bet it was hot where you were. It's hot here today. Very hot. And we're only getting hotter. You can see above me all the gyprocs on the ceiling. The cornice has been put in. There was no tainment. Oh, so I was your destination of last choice. I understand. Just kidding. What'd you have for dinner? Because we actually had a bought dinner in a box. I had spaghetti bog. My wife had mussaman chicken and rice. Because we got no kitchen.
We'll just move in with Mel for 2 months.
Yeah, just come down to your place. A la carte meals every night. Brilliant. Get to pat the little puppy dogs. Still warm here, it's about 35, I think still here 34. Doesn't cool off once you've had several hot days. So what did you have for dinner? I'm guessing, easy night, maybe chicken and a salad or something? Actually, we might do that, maybe a chicken salad.
Just not really feeling hungry to be honest. But a salad would be
Oh, I
alright.
see, you can't hear me. Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3, Bluetooth testing. Don't even know what Bluetooth is. I lost a tooth 2 days ago. I had it taken out. A failed root canal. Very expensive exercise. Hello from the other side. Do, do, do. I think it's weird. It's a Google Streamlabs sign come up. It wasn't there before. They've changed stuff. Whew. Tonight's quiz is brought to you by Boyd Industries. That's right, at Boyd Industries they make baskets. Lots of people at Boyd weave baskets. Why? Because they're talented. The Basket Weavers Association of Boyd welcome. I've never met such an eclectic group of insanity as there is gathering at the bottom of YouTube. There is indeed virus. Incurable, I believe. Make sure you wear gloves and a mask. People are saying that my sound's not been good lately. Don't know why.
You just gotta take your phone in.
Probably all the dust. On the beach, on the river, live a little Indian breeze. Watched a little video of JoJo's this morning. Did you see him playing the piano?
No, I told you I haven't been on YouTube
Very
in
clever.
I don't know how long.
All the Streamlabs signs come on and off. Don't know what that's all about. Down the bottom left-hand side. Bit weird. Skyhooks. It's a horror movie right there on my TV. A horror movie right there on my TV. Well, all my friends are getting married. Yes, they're all growing old. They've got my ears in. Very nice. Do you remember the group Skyhooks? Mel? Shirley Strawn, sadly, died in a helicopter crash. Very sad. Shirley was a nice bloke. On the road again, you want to join in? You love this song. La da 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 da. My wife sings On the Road Again, real good. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. On the road again. Mel's cooking, taking photos of the din. So what have you been up to on this fine warm day in Australia on the west coast? Mel? Been busy? We had a couple of plasterers work here today doing some trim work in the corners. Man, it was hot. Very hot. Only you, just testing your ears out. Can da 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 da. Good evening, Mel. Welcome to the north side of you. What do you have for dinner? I'm saying chicken. I'm guessing chicken. And salad or something like that. Sort of a chicken on salad night, really, isn't it? You work today. Oh dear. Oh well. Suppose you're working tomorrow. Do you know the best job in the world? I wouldn't mind doing it. I bet you'd love to do it. Is to take dogs to nursing homes. Oh, back on the night shift, Mondays. But we had a lovely lady came, brought her dogs in to my wife's mum many times when she was in hospital. And it really does lift the spirit of people, for sure. Don't think it's a job, I think it's all volunteer, but a good thing to do for people. Animals don't expect anything. Leftover lasagna. Sounds like a good idea. And it's going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, and again the next day, and again the next day. It's been a very hot December. This is more like February weather. Hello, Print. Oh yes, I can imagine. Mind you, Print, in the UK like Australia, there's usually sausage sizzles, scones and jam and cups of tea available. Bit quirky, the English. They don't just do the sausage sizzle, do they? They do all sorts of things. Pies, been told. Yeah, that's what I mean, Mel. I mean doing it for full time. Doing it full time, going in with a couple of dogs to a nursing home. We used to take our dog to a nursing home. Mrs. used to work in one, and they used to want to try and keep old Chihuahua, and it just lights up their face, just makes it special. And you can see why. I mean, it's pretty boring in a nursing home. Alzheimer's, yeah, that's good. Volunteering for things like that is a reward, not only for the people you visit, but for you. You just make a difference. It's hard to explain. You do it, you know what I'm talking about. I've done it. And the dogs actually like it. They get to, I remember one old lady, my dog used to go to all the time, and all the other old ladies and blokes weren't too happy. When's it my turn? Mabel's out for half an hour, it's my turn now. Yeah, that's right. Every dog even enjoys it. And every now and then the old people sneak a bit of a biscuit. When you're not looking, a bit of chicken. I've always said, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, that all retirement villages, nursing homes, whatever, with supervision, should be built near primary schools. Two things. Kids coming in with their teachers to talk to old people also lights them up, something they don't normally see. It also gives exposure to young people, to old people. They get an understanding. I tried it once, many years ago. I had a friend in the council in Geraldton. They were about to build 2 nursing homes, way out of the area, and there was lots of land opposite 2 schools. I said, why can't you build it next to these schools? And I gave a little thesis about why I thought it would be a great idea. Not interaction every day, but like a little visit and maybe a Friday afternoon. You have to go for 2 minutes. Don't talk. Okay. You don't want to miss all the things. Okay. I'm not that exciting, Mel. Seriously. My wife's underdone. If you listen carefully, you hear it flush shortly. I told you, that's a live flush with the water going around the opposite way in the northern hemisphere. Now she's washing her hands, good girl. She's even looking in the reflection in the window to see herself. Well, not hopeless.
What?
You're looking at the reflection of yourself in the window, aren't you?
Yes,
Just seeing if you were pretty enough.
I am pretty enough.
Yes, Prit. Going to be rather a messy election. My goodness. Vote for Boris or Jeremy. Vote for Jeremy or Corbyn, and I'll do stuff. I don't even know what Jeremy Corbyn stands for. We all know the Labor Party is the working class party, but he sounds like a bit of a nong. And there's no other choice, which is sad. We were just talking about that the other night. You only get 2 choices. Pick someone you don't like, or pick someone you know is going to fail, just because you're just doing it in spite. Hello, Danny G. I can't Steve work calls. Eyes and what?
Hi, Danny.
Hello. You say hello. I say goodbye. Dun, dun, dun. So Danny G just made a flash appearance. She's too busy decorating biscuits, cakes, little shot glasses full of liquor. A couple of little videos if you haven't seen of Danny G. She put them up earlier today. Very good. Lots of work goes into those biscuits. I bet most of her friends are diabetics, or they will be when they leave. Wasn't all her own work, but certainly some really good stuff there. Very sweet teeth though, my goodness. But it's been hot, and it's going to be even hotter tomorrow. 41 I think tomorrow here, and the next day. Drops down to about 39. Did you stop talking? Yes, indeed. I've only just started talking since you got back, Mel. You haven't missed a thing. There is no wisdom to be taken, just shared knowledge. You're a very clever lady, Mel. If only I could get my new computer, a sticky one, because I think you'll be the first person I'll do a one-on-one with. You have lots to talk about, your doggies, your fur babies. And some people will be interested in that, as we are, as you know. That'll happen soon enough, probably a couple of months. There's lots of little bits and pieces we have to do. But we'll get there. Hello, biker. I think it's been pretty hot up your way too, biker. We had 40 today, 40 yesterday. We're going to have 41 tomorrow, and again the next day. We're having February weather in December. God help us when it comes to February. Very hot. In fact, it's been that hot, we're pretty sure 2 of the plasterers have heat stroke, which is a bit awkward because we need them to finish a couple of the bathrooms off. They didn't come today. They were going to come Thursday, but didn't happen. Not sure if they're going to come tomorrow at 41. Yeah, I know your part of the world's been pretty warm too. It is warmer than normal, there's no question. We're about 7 or 8 degrees per day hotter than normal. Getting all fancy now. I'm not getting fancy. What do you mean fancy? Yeah, a lot of old people will be suffering. Those without air conditioners, very sad. You can tell, you go to the supermarket, Mel will back me up on this, you go to the supermarket in the middle of the day, lots of old people wandering around the store with a big trolley, but not much in it. It's very cool in the shopping centres, and I don't blame them 1 second. If they've got bugger all money to run an air conditioner at home, if they can spend 4 or 5 hours down in the cool, good. Because we have poverty in Australia, just like everywhere else. People do it hard. Oh no, she has crabs. It's a crab fest. I've got a feeling Biker might say that he has them with mayonnaise and mustard. Biker, be good. These are performing crabs. But they don't lay any eggs, Mel. Bit of a drawback there. Those little things they drop, they're not eggs. Just letting you know. Don't poach them, whatever you do. I knew a girl called Mel. She was so swell. There was only one downfall, perhaps, is that she ended up with crabs. Ooh, bit of a ballad there, Mel. Ooh. Crabs. Yeah, like I say, a lot of our kids have little hermit crabs. Oh God, she's now buying toys for them.
Yep.
I bet there's Christmas presents under Mel's tree for the crabs. Little tiny glasses,
I've seen
little
what
sunglasses.
you bought for the crabs, more than what we have had.
Mm-hmm. You got to do a video, Mel, of the crabs in their environment, and all the little trinkets you've got for them. That'd be a cool video. We've met Biker. We've met Mel. She's 7 foot tall, and she's a model.
7 foot tall.
That's what she said, and I'm backing her up. 7 foot tall, and she's a model. Yeah, definitely get them. I'll show you one day, Mel, how you can run a solar fan in your chook house. It's very simple, and it does help them. A lot of that hot air gets trapped. solar fan. It's only a 12-volt fan. Runs off a very small solar panel. Yeah, she's a lovely lady. Stunning. 7 foot tall. I had to grab a stool to shake hands with her. And I'm tall. Yeah, yum cha. We went. It's sort of, I wouldn't call it Chinese. It's sort of a mixture, isn't it, Mel? It's not full on Chinese thingy. It's sort of there was a few Korean things in there. Cantonese. Bit of Chinese for sure. But a fusion, I suppose, is this way. But not as tall as you, Mel. We're the tall and teeny pair. Mel says, I'm so tall and you're so teeny.
Who?
You?
Yeah, well, yeah. If Mel's 7 foot, what are you, 8?
Yeah, could be.
I have a chocolate show to watch.
What channel's that on? SBS?
SBS.
The wife's going to go and watch a show in a second about chocolate, which I'm not surprised.
All different things about chocolate, the making of chocolate.
Mel says slap him. It's not nice.
Okay.
Oh. Hello. Ella. Bella. Long time no see.
Oh, it's the Ella Bella. Long time no see, Ella. I'm not reading the chat. How have you been, Ella? What's happening? Yep, we're doing good.
It's hot. Very hot.
What have you been up to, Bella?
She's been busy, I think. Well, at least it's not snowing here. And cold and wet and freezing.
Oh, the house wouldn't have got built if it was. We've got ice cream.
Well, we have got ice cream too.
I'm gonna have one.
Just remember, you want to have your ice cream while you're watching your chocolate show.
Yep.
Sort of a double hit. That reminds me of the old song, Big John, Big John. Do 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 do. I'm reasonably tall, and the wife is reasonably teeny, and Mel is an in-betweenie. She's quite tall, cute, funny. Me, I'm talking about, not you, Mel, me. But it was a good time. We only caught up the once, but I'm sure we'll catch up again, particularly when our extension's finished. Might put a video up tonight about where we're up to, week 14. But it's going to come to a standstill shortly, as it does in most building sites this time of year. All the builders go on holiday for a few weeks, but we've got the air conditioning coming in early January, solar panels are going on, kitchen cabinets will be all full on. First and second week of January it'll be very busy. Painting, got all that to do. Yeah, it's been good fun. I've always worked on the principle to appreciate the journey, and it's been a few ups and downs, as it always was going to be, but the journey's been good, and the end result will be pleasing, because it's our design. Nothing special, just practical, open living, nice big bedrooms, big showers. showers are 4 and a bit feet wide by about 7 feet long. Big. Because I like big showers because I'm a big bugger. I hate going into people's houses and you have a shower and you're banging up against the glass there and there and Jesus. So big showers it is. And we are going to remove the big shed out the back there, Mel, but we are going to keep the frame and we're going to make it a barbecue area or an outdoor area. So that'll take time, but a lot of paving to do. You can be guaranteed 100% as soon as the house is livable, we'll have families say, oh, I just call in for a few weeks, months, years. Oh yeah, I'll definitely do an issue. Totally naked, broadcasting live, just for you, private mate, Ella, just me and you. I've already shown you bits now. Ask Ella, she's seen a video of me in the shower. Hello, Vima. Yeah, there's a very good chance that I've got a hole out the back, VMAC. And if you come for a visit, you may partake in a little bit of archaeology. He'll be the archaeology. Actually, I'm building an outdoor shower too. Very practical. Ella says my shower video will be a product review. Okay. Kinky Ella. That's what I reckon. Disgusting. You don't want to look at this old man in the shower. He look old. I'm working on trying to get some chicken wings going, but they're not happening yet. But I'm going to get them. I'm going to work over the winter. Next winter I'm going to eat a heap of food, get a big belly, these big chicken wings. Well, I think it would have to be a crater, VMAG. I am certainly not going to be on this planet for a long time, but I think I will be on it longer than him. I think, sadly, the thing that's going to end the man in the can is his health. I don't know about you, I flicked over there about a week ago and I swear this is true. Some of you might have seen it. I have never seen someone lie on the ground on their back, polish a car or a van. I've never seen that. When I actually clicked on it and I only watched for a couple of minutes, I thought he had a heart attack. He was putting his hand up saying, help, help. But no, apparently that's how you polish cars in the United States. Lying on the ground. Yes, I think that's what's going to happen, Ella. I think we've seen a change of partnership. I'm not sure which one's Jack Lemmon or Walter Matthau, but I think that would be a good example of what is actually occurring. Two loneliest people in the world are assimilating a future together. That might not be a good idea, Ella. You might think it's a public latrine. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's not in good condition at all. Yeah, look, I think all of us have faults, there's no question about that. And you can see everyone has them, but it's the mistakes that, the thing that would be the biggest thing that I would say about the poor boy in the can van is that he knows absolutely nothing about everything. He's one of those kids who will flick on a video and say, right, that's how you cook a steak. Or, yep, that's how you change a tyre, and now he's an expert because he watched something. Well, the truth is, you become better at what you do when you do it, not when you talk about it. And he knows absolutely nothing about everything, and it shows. It's like watching a 12-year-old boy trying to put a Lego set together and then gets mad because the blue one doesn't fit the red one. But we've got to be brutally honest, and all of you know what I'm going to say, is that he's not the only crazy in the paddock in Boyd. There are lots of them. It is a madhouse. I used to work with mentally ill people, and I can tell you, some of the people I used to work with are not as bad as the ones I see on the bottom of YouTube. Seriously. And I don't prey on their... It's an affliction. It's what it is. You shouldn't ridicule them. Usually what people do is ridicule the behaviour, and that's fine by me. Having mental health issues gives you no excuse for behaviour. I tell you, VMAC, this is when I would become an expert in Canadian ways if I lived there for 20 years. And I'd only be an expert in my local area of Canada. I always treat when I go to another country with the utmost respect. It's not my place, I'm visiting. And you may learn some of the local customs, the do's and don'ts, but just being there doesn't make you an expert. It was 40 today. It's been 40 most of the week, and it's going to be 41 tomorrow, and then 41 the next day. Or about 105, Ella. Yeah, his narcissism, along with his, without doubt, mental health issues. He is so defensive all the time, and when I say defensive, he attacks. That's his type of defence. He always puts other people down. They don't know nothing. He knows everything. He uses a projection. There's a psychology word for it, and I'll find it in a second. But it's like when he says, I'm a king. It's the reverse. He's a pauper. I'm the best looking man in the world. He's not really pretty at all. And it goes on and on, if you can get my gist. So he projects things he would like to be true, but none of them are. He projects that he's the king of the RV community. And in fact, he has nothing to do with the RV community. He can't even change the tyre. He struggles to change his own oil. He knows nothing about mechanical aptitude at all, but professes to be the king of the RV community, who reject him totally. So everything he says or portrays or projects, the opposite is true. Yeah, look, you come and live here for the next 30 years and you're still not going to be a local. You know what I mean? It's the same in Canada, I'm sure. But you may learn some of the local customs in a short period of time, but you don't get the feeling of being a Canadian or the reactions. Though Canadians to me seem very Australian in many ways. Dry sense of humour, give people a fair go, but cut them off at the knees if they cross you. Hello, Crystal. But I think, like I say, all these things will run a natural attrition. If you did a little video, whoever was going to do this, about the fallen superstars of the bottom of YouTube, I could probably name about 7 or 8 of them that have fallen, if you like. They rise on a crescendo of their own self-belief and they crash. Appropriately. That's come. And many are to follow. Why you give Vin a pass? I don't go to Vin's channel, no. It's not a pass. I feel sorry for Vin, for what he's going through and what he's going to go through. So there is no such thing as I give anyone a pass. I don't go to any channel that has a $sign. Ben knows that. He knows that's why I don't go there. Yeah, no, I don't give anyone a pass. I treat everyone on their merit. every day it changes. But that's how I've lived my life. When people pull the rope tight enough on me, in other words, they push me so far, I just turn my back on them. In life, you give no one a pass. You love the ones you love, and you listen to other people, and you take them on the value that you speak with them. That's all you can do. Giving people a pass, like Mel, one of the things that is said on the bottom of YouTube, every day, people greet each other, don't know each other, just met them, and they'll say, "Oh, I love you." Love you, eh? No, you don't. It's silly. That's my opinion, of course. But so that's a bit silly, because you open yourself up for what they call emotional bankruptcy. When you sympathise with people, it's dangerous. It's an emotion that you're sharing their experience. Whereas if you empathise and say, "Look, I'm really sorry that you're going through this," then you're doing the right thing, because you're not committing yourself and you're not spending your emotional currency. Very important people look after their own well-being, because you can be dragged down by lots of people online, and sometimes you don't even know it's happening. Sometimes you get swayed into the narrative. But I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. I'm not here to judge anyone. I feel sorry for a lot of these people that do have mental illness down the bottom of YouTube, and the lonely ones that seem popular, but they're very lonely. We're definitely not having a white Christmas here, are we? Well, unless the ash out of the fire you count as sort of snow. There's a review done many years ago about how you commit yourself to a friendship. And sometimes people seem reserved. You'll meet, and I will be one of them, and they don't commit and they don't go in deep. But it takes time for me to make a friendship. I have a process. It's an unfolding thing. And that's how I've always done it. I don't jump in feet first and say, "Yeah, I love you all and that's how it's going to be." No. It will be a time factor. Just like what VMAC was saying about, you can't know everything about Canada if you've just been there for a week. It doesn't work that way. You can't know anything about a person until you've been with them for a while. What I don't understand about most of the things that and this may sound sexist, but women are the most savage upon other women on social media. It staggers me. Where someone just maybe misinterpreted a text, all of a sudden is a sworn enemy. Or if someone else has an argument with someone, they expect all their friends to be on their side. That's absurd. A one-on-one relationship, whether it's good or bad, is not universal. VMAC might like someone, I don't. And that's okay. Just because VMAC says she doesn't like this other person, VMAC knows I'm going to say, "Well, I like her." So that's how it is. Because if you don't, you're just a sheep. You're not being yourself. You're complying to someone else's narrative. You do. You pick up, everyone has a sensory perception. And mostly the old saying now, your first impressions are usually correct. Not 100%, but you know what I mean. Most of the time, your first impressions about someone are pretty spot on, because you have intuitive sensory perception. In other words, you go, something's not right about this bloke. Do you know what I mean? You've seen him, you've been down that path and been vindicated a few years later. Most people are, but in the social media world now, they tend to let it go. Their first instinct's like, "Oh, this is a bit dodgy," but they go along with the crowd and all of a sudden they're in real deep. Absolutely, VMAC, perfectly put. In real life, you get the opportunity to formulate a friendship. Online, all you do is speculate a friendship. You think they like you. They say you like you. But in real life, when you can touch, and you can hug, and you can meet from time to time, it's a big difference. It's not forming a relationship online, it's hoping for a relationship online. Lonely people in particular will cling very quickly to the fact that their life is not the best and they like what they see in this other person, so they'll try and entrench themselves. And that's very dangerous because people get hurt very quickly. Oh, I'm the same. If I think a friend of mine's stuffing up, I would never do it online, but I'd pull them aside and say, mate, this is just wrong what you're doing. And I'd tell them, I wouldn't let it go. And it's the best thing to do. If you've got a friend that you know is a friend, and you think they're going to burn themselves, you should say something. You really should. Not saying it at all, and then something happened and think, well, maybe I should have said something. Your intuition is to say something at the time, because just a bit of it may stick in their mind thinking, maybe VMAC's right, I won't do that. But they might still do it, but at least you forewarned them. Because if you have friends, you know them pretty well. You get to understand that what they're doing is very unusual or not right, and you should say something. I agree, Ellen. I probably, as far as male friends, I've probably got 2 very close male friends. Probably got a couple of female friends. I've got friends, not friends I meet all the time, but friends the same. With someone that if I was lying on the ground and dying, I want my true friends to be near me. Do you know what I mean? Because they're like family. That's the depth of friendship can go to, but on a very rare occasion, like Ella says. Well, there's a difference if it's an accepted behaviour, VMAC, like me and you often banter, and we both accept that. Other people might see it as, well, I see it's having a crack at VMAC. Well, you know it's a joke, and I know it's a joke. Other people don't get the joke. And in text in particular, people interpret that maybe VMAC is incredibly nasty, when in fact it was tongue-in-cheek and it was meant for that particular person only. And then someone says, well, you're talking to me, VMAC? And she goes, no, I wasn't talking to you. And then it's on. Do you know what I mean? It's like this forever war. I find it just absurd myself. But text is very hard to convert into emotion. When someone says a line, it can be taken 2 or 3 different ways, and it usually is. Because you'll hear these words often on social media. No, Janet said this, I was there in the chat. Really? Well, Janet may have said that, but Janet didn't mean it the way that you've interpreted. But now you're going around everywhere else saying how bad Janet is. We all see that. And usually the busybodies, the sticky beaks, the ones that poke their nose in, usually are the stirrers, who want a little bit of banter and argument. So when they turn their computer off, they think, yay, see what I did? There are people just like that. And I find, like I say, the whole issue about, and I'm being serious, mental health issues. Some of the people, if I named them, you'd be surprised. Because some of these people are very polished, very professionally delivering what they're doing. However, most of them are nutters. Yep, well, me and you fall into the same boat, VMAC. I always say, and I always mean this, that is, anyone in genuine need never asks for it. If you can see it, and you can quietly help, that's fine. But those that ring a very large bell and tell them how sad their life is and you must help them, they're the ones in greed, not need. So if you see somebody that doesn't really say anything, and after a period of time with your own discernment, you can realise that you could help them a little bit, but on the quiet, and make a big hullabaloo of it. You know, you're not Mother Teresa helping people. You're just somebody that sees a need and you do what you do without the advertising, the fact that you did it. For me, there's an ulterior motive for doing that. Look at me, look at me. Mel knows what I'm talking about. Look at me, look at me. Look at me. So there's very few channels on the bottom of YouTube. Their hosts, most of them, have mental illness. And I mean that sincerely. Mr. Caesar, have a confession. All right, come into the cubicle. Yes, Mel, what is it you want to confess? And the word love is tossed. Yeah, it's ridiculous, VMAC. That's why you always hear me, I like you. Because I do. We're all very quietly waiting for Mel's confession now. I hope it's not rude, Mel. I hope it's not disgusting. Because VMAC, I'll bounce you. First ever watched you, I called you God as you spoke with a smart something. I think we're all very clever, all of us. Sometimes how people speak may sound cleverer than others, but I'm not. I'm pretty much an average Joe. And I think I'm pretty down to earth, and I think that I don't do injustice to people. I will state the obvious, and like VMAC, if I see an e-beggar, I say it. It's been my bane for over a decade. There have been so many. And I have to tell you, in the last 2 years, the amount of people that we all know on the bottom of YouTube that never had any way of raising funds, all do now. They all say the same thing. Oh, well, everyone else is doing it. Then you spoke to me in real life. And you thought, oh geez, he's just a bloke. He's not godlike at all. Thank you very much. There's a difference, intelligence and being smart. Lots of people are being smart. I only really talk on this channel. I very rarely make any comments. Even when I watch videos, I rarely make comments on them. But I try and think about, am I just leaving a comment so they know that I was here? I'd rather leave a comment because something in the video pricked my conscience and I thought I'd answer that in a comment. And then I really got to know you more. It sounds like a relationship developing here. I have to meet you at midnight on the Just kidding. I need to pee. We all got to stop talking because Mel doesn't want to miss anything. Hello, Chisels. Yes, actually some very intelligent people use their intelligence to manipulate a narrative path where they can get money out of you. It's true, Chisels. Tell her nothing, biker. This all, hey Mel, I know you're busting to pee, but we're all going to talk about you while you're gone. All right? Now go on. Go off for a pee. But we won't say anything at all. No, seriously. Off you go. Biker, is she gone now? She's on the dunny with her head out the window, looking at this computer screen. You better not be saying anything, Mr. Seeds. I would love most people just to be themselves. You see so many people that have had a facade for years, and they can't keep it up. It's like, just be yourself. Warts and all, that's what I like with people. You don't have to be pretty, tall, rich, none of those things. Just be yourself. I've had sort of weird things happen in my life. I've had a beer with the Prime Minister of Australia, Bob Hawke, top bloke. No, that's right. That doesn't work as a partnership. There's lots of serial killers, VNAC. They're very intelligent. But you've got to be yourself, because if you don't, you're pretending to be something you're not. And you can't keep it up. It's like a lie. If I tell you a story of what happened to me in my life, it will be true. I may or may not remember everything, but it'll be the guts of the story will be true. Whereas if someone tells you a story and it's an absolute lie, in 5 years' time when you ask me to repeat my story, you'll be saying, yeah, that's pretty much what you said 5 years ago. The other person who had a lie will forget everything. And in fact, in the end, deny they ever told a story. Because a lie is just what it is, it's not repeatable. You can't remember lies like you can the truth. But I hate to do this to Mel, but I'm going to go and have a shower. I'm going to relax, and I know the wife's already eaten her ice cream, so I'm going to catch and have mine. So I don't know if one of you want to open up a hangout, and Mel can join you there, because I don't think she's doing just a pee. I'm just saying, it's been going a long time. I reckon there's page 42 of the Reader's Digest she's up to by now. You know, the joke section. Do you remember reading Reader's Digest on the toilet? Yeah, I do. That was like an iPhone back in the 60s. Anyway, good people, have a great night or day, wherever you are. And I will catch you another time. And if it's cold in the Northern Hemisphere, just think of us down here in Australia, where the average temperature here is about 105. Don't worry about the cold. You can't die from dehydration really in the cold. Here you can. See you later. Now, how do I turn this off now? There's a new format thing. I'm going to be here for half an hour now. Turn it off. No, that's not how you turn it off. Is that how you turn? Here, I found the button. It's all new, but I found it. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.